What can you tell me about Baron de Rothschild? Like, can you give me his name and like what's going on? How'd he get to where he's at? Why he's so important as a person? No, I'm not looking for any products or anything, but I am looking. Can you tell me more about like their influence? I heard that they are the richest people in the world. Is that true? And I also heard they donated a lot to Israel and that they even have their own road system named after them. Is that true? This right here, Tom. So in the past, yeah, I can see how that would be important for the Zionists because when Israel was first named by their deity as their deity's chosen people, it was immediate persecution according to their their Hebrew canon. From what I've read, have you read the Hebrew canon? Well, one of the thoughts that I had today is it seems to me that there is a conflict between Christianity and Hebrew um, original beliefs. So that what I understand is that the Christian side of the Hebrew belief is that the Messiah has returned, has paid the sacrifice, and anyone who takes on that um, message from that Savior becomes a born again person and they're granted access to heaven. That's how I understand it. And from the Christian perspective, and then from the Hebrew perspective, what I understand is that the canon is still being written. Is that what you understand too? Or do you have understand? Let's read that over. I want to make sure I get all that. Thank you for helping me clarify because I believe I misspoke. So the canon is written, and what are we seeing with the current prophets? Obviously, the work for the Messiah to return is still being done currently. Am I not correct on that? Okay, I'll just come out with what I was considering this morning is that for the Hebrews and their practices, I can see that they do still have prophets or great contributors to their faith. So much so, in fact, that they can finance governments. And I find that highly interesting that a religious crowd could, in fact, influence governments. Is that what happened? Well, from what I understand, the Hebrew canon to explain from the Christian perspective is that when Israel finally has the land back and the ruler, their Messiah, does return, the Messiah will allow the Jewish people to be the rulers of the earth. So that would tell me there's a conflict of interest. But I'm just asking here because if there's already access to governments and already access to major corporations and other things through government and lobbying, especially in America through the Rothschild family wealth, then where is the line drawn in understanding that there might be a conflict of interest for everyone else, or is that just mysticism? No, but I think it's important for being to understand that, no, not the word being, excuse me, there's a typo right now in the first sentence. Bing is what I want to say. I think it's important for Bing to understand that Christianity is a side religion of Judaism. Without Judaism, Christianity would not exist. And if it did exist, it wouldn't be called Christianity because it wouldn't be in reference to Israel. Right here, bud. All of that, the relationship between that and that. Without this, there would be no Big Brother. This made Big Brother. Big Brother made this right here. That one. Understanding this connection is crucial for comprehending what's taking place in religion and politics. Check this out. Let me see if I can get back to my thinking question here. So I was listening to some rabbis not too long ago, and I found that there was a temple coin being released by the Israel's Hebrew tabernacle. So, or excuse me, the temple. They're selling coins in honor of President Trump, and they're likening him to President, or excuse me, Cyrus the Great, one of the Persian emperors. And I'm just wondering what's going on there. And is there really a great humanitarian feeling when Mr. Trump does present himself? Because I don't feel the same, but that's just me, and I'm not everyone. Okay, so you brought up a good point for me. In fact, I hadn't thought of this till now, is that Israel does allow Trump to be supported because Trump is recognizing Jerusalem as the capital for Israel politically and religiously. So I do remember during that time frame, everybody was pointing at Russia saying there was Russian collusion and all this other stuff. But it makes me wonder and actually consider, wouldn't it be more likely that Jerusalem was involved?